Two men stand face to face in a hotel lobby, holding identical photographs of the same woman. One question shatters everything. Who is your wife?
David Chen, a software engineer from Chicago, believes he's married to Laura Mercer. Tom Weston, a contractor from Cincinnati, is certain he's married to Laura Weston. They're both right and both wrong.
For 8 years, one woman lived 2 completely separate lives in 2 different cities with 2 different identities. The distance between Chicago and Cincinnati is only 300 miles, but how did she keep these worlds from colliding for nearly a decade?
Inkwitness, true crime, drawn in the dark.
March 2019. Austin, Texas hosts the annual National Tech Innovation Conference. David Chen registers for sessions on cloud infrastructure. His company sent him to network and learn. He has no idea his entire world is about to collapse.
Tom Weston isn't supposed to be here. He won a contractor raffle for a free conference pass, something about smart home technology integration. He's just hoping to pick up some business leads before heading back to Cincinnati.
The coffee station during the afternoon break. David reaches for a cup at the exact moment Tom does. Both men laugh, make small talk. Where are you from? What brings you here? The usual conference pleasantries.
Then Tom mentions his wife handles all his bookkeeping. David jokes that his wife does the same. Both men pull out their phones to share a photo. That moment when you show off your family to a stranger you'll never see again.
The color drains from both faces simultaneously. David sees his wife Laura Mercer. Tom sees his wife Laura Weston. Same face, same smile, same woman. The phones nearly slip from their hands.
They move to a quiet hallway. David shows his marriage certificate from Cook County, Illinois, dated June 2011. Tom shows his marriage certificate from Hamilton County, Ohio, dated August 2012. Both legally filed, both absolutely real.
The questions pour out. David says Laura travels for consulting work, gone 3 weeks each month. Tom says Laura manages remote accounting contracts, travels constantly for clients. The pattern becomes sickeningly clear. She engineered her absences to perfection.
Tom opens his banking app with shaking hands. Over the past 4 years, nearly $90,000 has vanished from their joint account. Small transfers he never questioned, because Laura handled the finances. David checks his accounts. The same pattern. Another $90,000 gone.
Then Tom says something that stops David cold. He mentions their daughter, Sophie, 4 years old, dark curly hair, loves yellow dresses. David has no children. Tom has never met Sophie either. Laura always said the girl stays with her sister during her work trips.
They sit in that hallway for 2 hours, comparing notes, building the timeline. Laura's entire existence was a precisely calculated deception. The conference around them continues, people laughing, networking, completely oblivious. 2 lives are imploding in silence.
They make the call together. Austin police connect them to Detective Ana Ruiz, a financial crimes specialist who's seen plenty of fraud, but nothing quite like this. She listens to their story. Then she asks them not to contact Laura yet.
Detective Ruiz starts pulling the threads. Bank records show Laura opened accounts in both cities under both names, all legal, all documented. She filed taxes separately in each state. She even had 2 different social security numbers, one obtained through forged documents years earlier.
The daughter Sophie exists, but neither David nor Tom has ever met her. Ruiz finds records of a private daycare in Indianapolis, exactly halfway between both cities. Laura would drop Sophie there during her transitions, picking her up days later.
Forensic accountants traced the money. Laura created a web of shell accounts, moving funds between her two identities, taking from David's tech salary and Tom's construction business. She used the money to maintain her double life. Rent in both cities, childcare, travel. The infrastructure of deception.
Detective Ruiz makes the call. They'll pick Laura up in Chicago first. That's where her calendar says she should be this week. David agrees to be there, to see her face when the truth comes out. He needs to understand who he's been living with.
March 27th, 2019. Early evening. Laura Mercer unlocks her Chicago apartment door, setting down her work bag. The lights flip on. Detective Ruiz stands in her living room with two officers. David sits on the couch, his face unreadable. Laura's practiced smile falters for the first time in 8 years.
Detective Ruiz reads the charges: identity fraud, wire fraud, bigamy, forgery of federal documents. Laura says nothing, her sharp, intelligent eyes calculating every angle, searching for an exit that doesn't exist. There isn't one. Not this time.
At the station, Tom Weston watches through the two-way mirror. As Laura is processed, he's flown in from Cincinnati. When they finally bring her to the interrogation room, she looks right through both men as if they're strangers, as if 8 years meant nothing.
The interrogation lasts 6 hours. Laura's attorney advises silence, but Detective Ruiz lays out the evidence piece by piece: the bank records, the forged Social Security card, the daycare logs, the testimony of 2 husbands. Finally, at 2 a.m., Laura speaks. 3 words: I needed control.
She explains with eerie calm. Growing up, she watched her mother lose everything in a divorce, house, savings, identity. Laura swore it would never happen to her, so she created backup plans, plural identities, multiple sources of income. Safety through deception.
But what about David and Tom? What about Sophie? Laura's expression doesn't change. She says she cared for them in her way. But caring was secondary to survival. The men were resources. Sophie was an insurance policy. Detective Ruiz closes her notebook in disgust.
The trial begins in October 2019. The prosecution presents 127 pieces of evidence, forged documents, bank transfers, witness, testimony. David and Tom both testify, describing the woman they thought they knew. The woman who never really existed.
Laura's defense argues she never physically harmed anyone. The money was taken from joint accounts she had legal access to. The marriages were technically in different states. But the prosecution counters. She obtained a second Social Security number through fraud. She filed false tax returns. She systematically deceived 2 families.
The jury deliberates for 3 days. Tom Weston has gained custody of Sophie. DNA tests confirmed she's his biological daughter. David Chen sits in the gallery each day, watching the woman he married become a stranger. The verdict comes back on a Friday afternoon.
Guilty on all counts: identity fraud, wire fraud, forgery of federal documents, bigamy. Laura shows no reaction as the judge sentences her to 12 years in federal prison. Her practiced composure holds until the bailiff places the handcuffs. Then, finally, her mask cracks.
David and Tom stand outside the courthouse afterward. Neither speaks for a long moment. Tom will raise Sophie. David will rebuild. But here's the question that haunts them both, the one they'll ask forever. If someone can hide a complete second life for 8 years, How do you ever really know anyone? How do you trust again?